Welcome back. This is another journal, obviously. This one I'm calling Orchid. This is 5 3/4 by 8, just over 8. This is Stamperia cardstock from the Orchid and Cats collection over fabric. So there's a canvas lining on it. There's another layer of text here, and then canvas on the spine to reinforce that even a bit further. Let me show you that. So that's what the back looks like. You can't avoid, or I can't avoid, this sort of bubbling up. Obviously it's where the fold. We need a bit of extra fabric to go round. So let's have a look inside. Oh, this is sari silk from Perrin Yarns. This is their unicorn dye way, which I really like and just looks perfect with this paper. This will, or should, she says. Well, yes, it does come out, so you just need the right grip on your fingers, but that will come out, so you can put something over that if you'd like to. And then, and this one as well, I've used a slightly different thread from normal. I've used a variegated sewing thread for most of this journal, I think, not the cover. Okay, so this is just a collaged tag. You could put a photograph or something on there. This is actually a little pocket just in the front. Didn't really want to do anything to this page. I just thought that was too pretty, really. It's a little bit of collage just at the bottom there. In here I have got a tag set. This was from a Ruby and Pearl little tutorial. This is a 1962 document on here, and this is a vintage book page. Again, I've just put some extra collage pieces here and there. Here there's a little, this is an original, this is a copy of a photograph, and there's a fairy dangle on there. This is some tulle with glitter, and this is from a 1920s drawing book. Again, this journal, I hope, has got a fair bit of writing space in it if that's what you like. And again, I've used embossing in this one. On this side, I think this journal has got quite a lot of this type of journal card in it. I usually get little crazes on a certain type of embellishment, if you like. So I think I like the look of her. In the 1950s probably, or maybe 40s. Again, I've used a bit of modelling paste, some more of that sari silk there. It's just a little tag. This is a chapter 1 image. In this pocket there is a document from 1899. It's quite brittle. Perhaps see that variegated thread a bit more easily there. And then on here I've done another of those cards, but I haven't stitched the photograph onto it. This is from the 1950s. I thought you might want to put your own photograph on there. A French book, some vellum. In here there is a document from 1957, French. And a little fairy, little candy tuft fairy journal card, or tag, maybe upside down tag. And although it's not the same plant, it's sort of toned in nicely. This is just a large journal card, so if I had this journal I'd be writing over that, and probably on the back as well, or put a photograph or something on the back. This little bit folds out. This is from an old music book, a die cut here, and this is from a Roxy Creations tutorial she did recently. And that's an original photograph, postcard photograph. I've cut it down a little bit to fit in this pocket, put some pretty rose on the bottom, and I stuck the vintage stamp on the back. So she's just peeking out of there. This is a pocket made from a vintage postcard. That is the page that I've embossed. This is just a scrap of 1855 document, that one, by the look of it. I suppose it could have been written later. This one is from 1932. And this is from an old cigarette album. So this is about the layers, really, just so you can see all the different layers peeking through. It's the other side of that embossing. This is a French ledger. And in here I've just got some vintage note paper and a tag made from a book page. It's just some christening gown on this old music paper. This is, get this off. This is just a few fabrics layered together. I don't think they're old, any of them, I'm not 100% sure. But they look pretty together, and I've just put some French paper over the top of that. This is doubled up piano roll paper. This is from 1932. This is a vintage birthday card. Plenty of space to write on that if that's what you like to do. I would. Or I'd put photographs in it, maybe. This opens out. There's a little selection of a mixture of vintage and not so vintage collage papers in there. And that's held together with a magnet. And this is some wallpaper and a couple of tags from the paper collection. It's from a book. In here we've got Good Housekeeping page and cigarette card. And this pocket is made from an old French book. This is more bits of this christening gown. Nothing under there, but writing space and a fairy dangle with a heart. This, I think, I can't remember where I got this, but I think this is part of, I think this was probably a card that somebody, it's from 1950, was leaving work, maybe. And rather than people sign a card, they did it that way. Might be wrong about that, but that's what I think that might be. And there's a quote on here, a journal quote. Again, I have vintage book page in this fabric pocket. So it's made from the christening gown and some of the paper sewn together. This is a Tim Holtz image, and again, I haven't stitched that down to that journal card. It's another of those tags that I did at the front. A bit more of the glitter paper, more embossing, more vintage book page, and this is the same little chap that was at the front from the 1950s. This is a vintage letter from 1862. I'm pretty sure this is genuine. I keep looking at it, but I've definitely bought it as genuine, so you'll have to make your own mind up. It's in really good condition, and I've just tucked that round the page and under this belly band. So again, there's lots of writing space. On this page, there's an old postcard. see the year on that, but again the colours all went lovely. And this is a bit of modelling paste. An old book. In this pocket there is, this is part of that old document. This is from a French sewing magazine, and this is a vintage postcard. Just put I think this was the last little bit of that christening gown that I had. I've just ruffled that and put that on there. In here, this is again from that vintage drawing book, one of the finer. It's from the Chelsea Arts Library. The book, every plate in the book had this stamp on it, and I think it was there to try and discourage people from tearing the images out, probably having them framed, I don't know, but I think so. This is just a scrappy card, journal card that I've put together. Mrs. Cog image and a library card. Just to layer that page up. In here we've got some tea dyed paper, and this is a copy of an original photograph, which this is my great grandmother. She's appeared before in my journal. She's Anne Maria. These are two of her sons. I'm not sure who that is. I don't think that was her husband. This page edging is from an old piano roll paper. There we are. So that's Orchid. Very enjoyable to make. I hope you like her, and thank you for joining me.